So today I'm getting into Mike Zeroh, which I do once in a while. I've defended Mike in the past, and I've told people Mike can do what he wants. If he's clickbait or not, it doesn't really matter. He's kind of food for thought. If you know the National Enquirer in America, it's like this magazine, this, fake news thing for enjoyment. And Mike's kind of like that, okay? He's kind of like fake, deliberate news, food for thought. Either you like him or you don't. But once in a while, Mike does make some good content, and he makes some good points, and he has some good theories, okay? But for the longest time, a lot of us have been thinking, does Mike really like The Last Jedi? What does he really think? Is he really playing the middle for speculation because he's enjoying it, or for the channel? This and that, and he's hinted pretty strongly that he doesn't like The Last Jedi, but now he came out and said it flat out, I hate The Last Jedi. And that I like to hear. That gained me some respect from Mike. If you don't like Mike, you don't like what he does, that's cool, but I gained some respect from him, and I think it's a great thing he did coming out and saying this. Let's take a little listen.
Now, my problems with The Last Jedi, as I went over a couple of years ago, I actually didn't go into it into greater depth here, but I will say that I honestly hated The Last Jedi. I really did. If I really have to be very clear and not sugarcoat anything, I really did hate The Last Jedi, because when I went to go ahead and see that movie, and after I came out feeling very depressed, and I'm sure that some of you guys out there may have picked up on that in my initial review, where I was somewhat confused about how I felt about the movie. It wasn't until I viewed the film a second time where I started realizing all of the major mistakes by Disney and Lucasfilm and director Rian Johnson, and I will admit that, Rian Johnson was not fit for a Star Wars movie at all, in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, so we got a few different things there about Rian Johnson, and I can't play this whole video, I don't want to. That's his video, you guys can check that out if you want. But the thing is, he said he hated The Last Jedi, and he's being really true on that. And when you take a guy like Mike, who's been making Star Wars videos for, I don't know, his channel's about 9 years old, but he didn't start with Star Wars videos, probably about half the time, probably about 5 years, making Star Wars videos, 4 a day, 5 a day, maybe he took a break and did like 2 a day, one time or something, and comes out and says he hated The Last Jedi. And then he goes on to say he might start doing other movie reviews. What other franchises do you guys want to see? A guy who's been doing Star Wars videos for 5 years every day, love him or hate him, whatever, obviously he's interested in Star Wars, wants to start doing other content? Alright, well, I think that says a lot. So for people who say, well, you're a hater, you're a misogynic sexist or whatever, Mike Zeroh's just pretty much a guy who's loved Star Wars, and he wants to switch content, and he said he has a hole left from The Last Jedi that he can't get over. He also goes on to say something like, I've been thinking, you must have been thinking, well, if you don't like it, let's not consider it canon. And obviously that's a solution. That's my initial reaction, is that, yeah, I don't have to consider it canon. I could take the stuff I like, Rogue One, The Mandalorian, whatever else comes out, and throw it in the mix of my collection and watch that and forget about the sequel trilogy. But the point he made was it's always going to kind of be in the back of your mind that it's there. And especially if they connect some of the Disney Plus stuff and the spin-off movies to the sequel trilogy, that's going to ruin those for us. For us who really, really don't like The Last Jedi and probably the upcoming Rise of Skywalker and The Force Awakens. So it really creates a problem for fans of Star Wars. I'm going to talk a little bit about the leaks now, because there's just so much going on right now with Rise of Skywalker. I can't keep up with it. I make 2 videos a day. I need about 4 a day to keep up with it. So Mike also gets into the leaks, and the leaks are what caused him to say this. Now he's looking at the future like, hey, what the hell's going to go on with Star Wars now? If the Rise of Skywalker crashes and burns, then, I might as well start steering away from it. I'm sure he'll cover Star Wars, but he's going to kind of start to gear himself up to more of like maybe a Geeks and Gamers, John Talks, SC Reviews, Entertainment Hacker, like, more wide variety. So, the leaks. Just going to get into the main leak right now. I might make a separate video, but the main leak basically is that Rey will single-handedly beat Palpatine, but not only that, she's going to kind of get killed, and then Kylo is going to kiss her or something, and bring her back to life and sacrifice himself. I mean, talk about bad. We have Rey, first of all, beating Palpatine one-on-one. Not to mention this kind of makes our movies 1 through 6 pretty much not very meaningful in the same way Dark Fate made, T1 and T2 not meaningful. We have this awkward kiss moment, and we have Palpatine getting beat by Rey. We have C-3PO's memory getting erased. We don't want the old C-3PO anymore. Mike also goes on to say that Bob Iger said he wants to get away from Star Wars fans because they're too demanding. It's too much pressure. There's too much, to keep up with. They want general audience. So this looks like Star Wars is really, really not Star Wars anymore. Damn, I could talk about this for a very long time, but I'm not going to go on a rant now because I'm sure after The Rise of Skywalker comes out, there's going to be epic rants, and I'm going to try to make the biggest epic rant you have ever seen. Let's do some shoutouts. Shout out to Star Wars for Life, aka Ruthie, aka now Star Wars for Life Review, and she's right back there anyway, she's always here. Nathan Harris, David Prevost, Grobnob the Troll, Paulie J, Krazos, I cannot read that man, I'm sorry, CRZOSU, Joshua Tikwa, he loves shoutouts, and he's got some cool pictures of his cat, which I'll post sometime. I'll get around to it. Black Hat, thank you very much, man. Alex Felix, Lupus Warrior, Alfmar, Dotilos, Daytona Falls, this is like the credit section here. Kronos, Chiron, who's not actually subscribed, please subscribe, dude. Cycle Dwarf, missed that comment, my bad, you get a heart. And Pop Culture Minefield, Darth Sweeney, Grievous Bricks, gotta stop there. Alright, so you guys let me know what you think about this, about Mike Zeroh, about him finally really coming out about this and really, like he put it himself, non-sugar-coated opinion on The Last Jedi. You let me know what your opinion is on The Last Jedi. And I'm beating dead horses till the very end here, till I can't anymore. Because this is one dead horse that's never gonna die. Okay. That was a little cheesy and I screwed up the end, but no complaints yet about screwed up ends, because the end is not as important as the beginning and the middle. See you next time.
If you are not subscribed to this channel, The Entertainment Hacker, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button now.